Give a big round of the hand. Give a big round. Give a big round. Give a big round. Give a big round. Give a big round of the hand. Give a big round. Give a big round. Big round. Give a big round. Give a big.
We could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the Parents' Lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the Parents' Lounge is the cure to staying sane. Welcome to another edition of the Parents' Lounge. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is Tuesday, December 5th, 20. It's in the 2020s of some sort. 20-something. I am Jamie Kaler, joined by Jason Gowan and Justin Ruppel, as always. But we have a very special guest tonight, and we are mom. Actually, it's I would argue that she will be the voice of reason. We have two dads, an idiot guy with no kids who grew up rich, and then it's already shots across the bow, right out of the chute. Sorry, I'm still caught up from last week with Darnell, with Darnell Rawlings rather. But our special guest tonight, she has her own network. It's called MomCaveTV, and it has been termed as the anti-Pinterest network, I believe. Is that right? The network of parenting. You can find it on Roku, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and of course on Facebook. Jennifer Weedon Palazzo's here. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Are we all surviving? We've made it till December 5th without losing our shit completely.
Not yet. It hasn't. It's been oddly calm so far, but I'm sure it's all going to melt down at some point. This is always our parental mental health night, where people pour a drink, ask questions, and sit around and catch up on the horrors of parenting. So there you go.
Let's do it. I'm glad that I didn't even ask to pour a drink. I just brought one. I just assumed.
We got to get
to about being at home.
That's exactly right. We got to get to the point where we just start sending drizzly to our guests, like 20 minutes before, like a drink shows up at the front door. And,
that was awesome.
And fire in the hole. Yeah.
Wait, is that a thing?
You could get a sponsor.
Yeah, Drizzly actually will deliver a drink to your house. Listen, it's this though. In this world, you can get anything.
There, they don't.
Pretty soon, a drone will bring it. A drone will just go.
I don't know if you all saw this before. There was a video on Vice today about a flying drone company who has the capability to. By the way, am I okay, or is that's the mic?
Good. No, you sound good.
There's a flying drone company who literally has created connective drones so that it can fly through the air like a snake, and you can put a tool on it. And I watched this drone go up and turn the water pressure handle to turn off water in a leak. So like this thing flew up, and like a snake, it walks, so that you could send it into like nuclear disaster sites and stuff like that.
But can you change the toilet paper roll?
It's like Big Hero 6, where he has the things that go. Yes. Do you know what I saw with drones? You know what they're doing? It's just actually amazing. Fireworks are going away. Have you seen this drone shows?
Oh yeah,
have you seen it?
3D shows are crazy.
Jason, have you seen that with the crazy? It was like a giant shark going through the air.
When I was out in LA in March with you, the Mario movie debuted, and down on the Santa Monica Pier, they made a 30-foot tall Bowser out of drones that looked I mean, it was so crazy and cool.
Very.
I saw a story on it, and they can put up to 2,000 to 3,000 drones that are like LEDs up in the air, and then they can write whatever they want. The drones move, and it's crazy the math of trying to figure out how they're all getting into place. It's nuts.
Well, I guess it's
Bridget
safe.
knows it. Bridget, have you seen it? You saw everyone saw that story. I think within 2 years, fireworks are gone, and it'll all be drone shows. The
I think
Dodgers
they're going to be
apparently-
hybrid for a little while. Disney
apparently-
will work them both together.
Apparently, everybody. What? Really? They're gonna send drones up in the air and then fireworks next to it?
They're already doing that.
Really?
They're already doing that.
Blowing-
At Hollywood Studios, they already do that.
Making the sounds of fireworks are part of it,
That's
But-
true.
But ironically, I think that's one of the reasons that they went into eliminating fireworks is the people who have PTSD.
Yeah.
Because the bombs bursting in air, gave truth through the night.
I was gonna say the same thing, Jen.
I can
Dogs.
say the bombs
Dogs
bursting in
make
air make my Chihuahua make bombs burst on our carpeting.
4th of July is my dog's least favorite day of the year. The 4th of July. He's
Yeah,
like,
4th of July is a terrifying day for all dogs. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Not very patriotic.
yeah.
No.
Well, speaking of which, let's jump into it because I posted something today. My kids, we did the Santa Claus pictures this weekend, and
Mhm.
they kind of caught me off guard because my daughter, I'll have to pull it out later, but she has a list of like 40 things she wanted. It was crazy the extensive list she had gone through. But when they got to Santa, the two of them, Santa was like, "Whoa, what do you little girls want for Christmas?" And they both in unison were like, "We want a puppy." What? And then when we got home, I had to remind them that we already have a dog that they do not take care of whatsoever. And they said, "Yeah, but we will with the puppy." And I said, "Yeah, that's not how life works, dude."
Wow. They're like, listen, can we start over with a new one?
Right. We feel that way about you sometimes, kid.
That's
Wow.
well, that was the fear of it because they're going to be, they were like, he's old and decrepit and he can't see and he can't hear and he won't play with us. So I was like, that's me in like 3 years. So are you going to
put
not
you out
take? Yes.
faster.
Because
I
I'm
think
planning
there
on
should
those.
be a rule. There should be a rule that you cannot ask Santa for anything alive.
I agree with that.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. I mean, I actually, I'm not taking the joke. No, never mind.
I don't.
Never mind.
Listen.
Never mind. I used to do a joke about,
Yeah, I got it. But
yeah.
No,
Guys were
yeah,
getting
yeah.
mail order brides,
up.
and I was always like, I don't want a mail order bride, but I could use a mail order cleaner to clean my house.
Santa's not delivering those, though, Jamie.
No.
You
No.
pay for that anyway. I don't know if you know this, but Santa works in weird
Ask
ways.
Santa
That's
for-
like Taken. That would be like Santa Claus would be Taken, where he's where Liam Neeson's kid, Santa grabbed him and took the kid.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, I don't know where you are, but I am in the North Pole. I will come find you.
I have a very
listen.
specific set of skills.
I have a very specific sleigh. It
Very.
means two things. One of the kinds of sleigh is about carrying presents, and the other one is about chopping your head off.
Right. Don't mess with him.
Oh my
But
gosh.
you know what? When you refuse your kids the experience of having a dog, and when I say you, I mean me. You feel bad about it, but like it seems like a thing. All children should get to have a pet, right? But mine aren't.
Yeah.
going. No.
Well, have
That's
you had
true.
any other pets for the kids? My kids, they ask for hamsters. My daughter kept lizards for a little while, but they're always looking for, my next door neighbor has frogs. He keeps, he breeds frogs. He sells them. He actually makes a lot of money. I'm like, dude, he's got a whole thing of frogs. It's kind of
Smart.
crazy. Little tiny.
Narcolepsy said, but to be clear, don't ask Santa for a corpse either.
That's
No.
true. So you
Ugh.
can't ask for anything. Well, I
No,
mean, what if you got
I've
to the
heard
point where you're like, dude, in a couple of years, I might be asking
Hold
for a
on.
kidney or a new
Right.
liver. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
How do you like Goldblum would say, how do you breed frogs?
You
Mm,
have to give them a really romantic environment.
Yeah.
right.
Music,
Yes.
some booze,
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
Tell them what to do.
A nice
I don't
dinner.
know. We haven't had any pets, but there was a fly in the house a few weeks ago, and my daughter accidentally somehow took a wing off of it, And so the same fly lived in the house for quite a while. And every time she came across it, she was like, "This is my pet." So yeah.
I mean,
So maybe you need to get them dogs, Jen.
flies
No.
actually. Fly would be a great pet because it only lives 24 hours. Isn't that the case with flies?
Bridget, Jesus,
I
I
don't know.
said Jen because I
felt like I
looked
kept
at the other
finding
screen.
a fly.
Dude, people are never going to let this argument go. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Any
course
movie that starts with Christmas music is a Christmas movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, I'm sure Alan Rickman would agree that it is a Christmas movie.
It took place on Christmas. It is a Christmas film.
It's become a Christmas movie tradition. Like it's just accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm in a Christmas movie.
Somehow we can force Elves on the Shelf into the culture, but we're still gonna fight on Die Hard. It's insane to me.
I'm in the Family Stone, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's my favorite Christmas movie."
Hold on a second. Wait, Jamie, you're in the Family Stone?
I'm the husband who comes home with the whole movie. I come in at the end to go, "Hey, the movie's almost over."
Bro, do you know
Your
how
head
much
just
I
exploded?
have to watch that. I never saw that one.
Jamie, for 12 years, I have been watching this damn film as if my mother is preparing us for her death someday. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've seen The Family Stone.
I have.
You've not seen The Family Stone?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm watching it now.
The Family Stone is probably the best family movie, but also like cry your face off. Like it's like A Wonderful Life.
We just watched that the other night, and my kid said, "Why is this a Christmas movie?" But we're like, "Wait till the end." Then you'll know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but
Yeah. And It's a Wonderful Life did not do well when it opened. I guess it bombed
No.
when it opened.
Really?
And then it kind of became a
I
cult
don't think
classic
it
years
opened
later.
near Christmas. I think it opened in the summer.
Yeah, I think so too. There was something weird, and then it wasn't until TV started running reruns
Okay.
on TV, and then it became a classic. But yeah, Family Stone is a family tradition in our house.
Oh.
When
Oh, it's
Brad
not- it's not-
laughs near the end, has me dying every time.
it's more than just a family tradition in our house, buddy. Like it's like or holiday. It's like every year there's at least 4 watchings of it. My mother's just like, "Do you want to watch The Family Stone?" I'm like, "Mother, I don't. I really don't." But
But you should, so that he can get some more residuals.
Yeah, I like the checks. There's crazy
Bring it on.
coyotes. There's a pack of coyotes running outside my house right now.
Well, there's the new dog you were looking for.
Yeah, there's the new dog we're looking for. It was crazy, man. Yeah, shooting with Diane Keaton and Craig T. Nelson, and it was so funny because they were all sitting together, like the whole cast, when I got there the first day, and they kind of looked up, and I think it was Luke Wilson was like, we were kind of wondering who was going to play that part.
That's a good Luke Wilson, by the way.
And then he was like, I was wondering who was going to play that part. And then they all just turned right around and kept talking to each other, never said another word to me. I was like, all right.
Did your character have a name?
I think he does. I'm not that. I don't.
He's the bad husband, right?
I barely remember my name from My Boys. So yeah. But it was crazy. It was fun. But it was like this short little shoot that I was just kind of. I come at the very end to go, hey, the movie's over. Everybody go home. But yeah, with Elizabeth, I played Elizabeth Reeser's husband.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Did you guys have dogs when you were kids? Jen, did you have a dog when you were a kid?
Yes, we did. We had quite a few.
Did you take care of them, or did your parents take care of them?
No, we had to take care of them. Especially picking up the poop in the backyard all the time. We'd do it with like a paper plate. Yeah, we
That was
definitely.
back before poop bags were invented, right? There were no
Right.
poop bags back then.
I mean, yeah, these kids have it easy. There's poop bags. There's all kinds of like little gadgets. No, we were just picking it up.
Freddie B is right. He's right. I was John Trousdale.
John Trousdale, what a name! Okay,
That's your name.
That was my. I totally forgot that.
Trousdale.
I am totally. I've totally. I should do one of those like Fight Club shirts with his name was John Trousdale.
Bro, his name, the forgotten character in Family Stone.
Jamie, you should do a follow-up video where we find out what he's up to now.
In death, we all have a name.
You could.
He's divorced. He's like a country club golf pro.
Mm.
He's a degenerate gambler.
Definitely.
Still a coke fiend, even in his elder years. It's really gone south for him. But, he's living the high life.
The snow.
Yeah. He doesn't see his kids very much, but and actually maybe that's the follow up. He sees them this one Christmas in 10 years, and he remembers why he left in the first place. Because kids are a pain in the ass around the holidays. They are. My kids are, and it's so funny because now they remember when they were little, and you would be like, Santa's watching, and they'd be like, "Oh,
you could use it. You could use it."
It's like 95% of my parenting currently.
And now they're like, because I threatened them so many years before, and they still get all the presents. 1 year, you can't bluff it every. Like 1 year, you got to just put a handful of coal under the tree and go, "I warned you."
Yeah.
I warned you.
I would love to do that, but we're never going to do that.
No.
I know.
Oh my God.
She won't even slow down on the presents. It's like, I go, let's pull it back a little this year. No, not a chance.
One of my buddies, Casey, said that he used to scoop the poop in the backyard and just toss it in between the gap between the neighbors and his. Did anybody have like a poop dispenser? Like I used to do this too. Like there was, instead of taking the poop back all the way and like bagging it up or whatever, I just kind of like lay it in a pile, flick it. That was like the kid version. Now as an adult, I just found myself the other day picking up my dog's poop and saying to nobody, "Who just leaves the crap around? We live in a society." And I'm like, it was me.
Really funny. That's really. This is another T-shirt we should be making, because I said so.
Because
Peter, I say that so often. Why? Because I said so. And I've been on Earth a long time, and I know better than you. So just do what I tell you. And life will be
so flustered that you're like, I'm the adult here.
Yeah. You have to proclaim that out loud, that I am the adult here.
I've had to do that recently. It's just,
Well, you're 8 and 13, is that right?
Yeah. 13, and 13 is, there's teenagers, there's hormones raging, he's very like his dad, who I love. I'm married to him. I've been married to him for 20 years, but he's such a freaking arguer, my husband. Like, he should have been a litigator, and our son is just like him, and he will always have to have the last word. Even if he got all video games taken away for 2 weekends just before I came down here to talk to you guys, because he just couldn't stop having the last word.
That's so funny. I'm sure if he was here, he'd go, objection.
Yeah.
Objection.
Yeah. He'd have all kinds to tell you.
I did not know what that meant when I was growing up. I am your son in that way. Like, my mother used to say, do not answer me, or do not talk back to me.
Right.
And that like list of words didn't make sense. I'm like, you said something to me.
Right. That's exactly how he is. It's idiotic. And then it's like a loop, and he can't stop himself, and he gets in so much trouble.
He might have ADHD.
Well, I do. Funny. So you're right.
Oh, shit. Yes, of course. Well, there you go, Mom. There you go.
Hey,
it's a wonderful combination.
We kind of slid past Darcy Vanderpool, but I love this. We should have this read as who should read this, Jason?
Wow. Let's see.
Grinch should read it. Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch.
You are a professional Grinch, aren't you?
We warned our kiddo not to open the packages when they came. Well, 2 years ago, he did. And it was a toy for him.
You sound like a Jewish Grinch. Go on.
He cried putting it in the Toys for Tots bin, but he doesn't open packages without permission anymore.
That's really funny.
That's hardcore. I wish I was that mother.
Me too. And here's what the deal is. If it was a really expensive gift, I doubt they threw it in. It was probably Darcy. What was the gift?
Yeah,
if it was like, if it was like a little stuffed animal, I'm like, yeah. But otherwise, there's no way. It's like, here's your iPad. Go put it in the Toys for Tots bin. That's not happening.
No, but unless she fished it out afterwards for herself.
That's true.
Jen, you brought that up. I'm the adult here, and Jamie, I because I said so. I remember the first year. You remember the first original The Land Before Time film?
Mm-hmm.
That movie came out? Yeah. Okay. That movie affected kids. Like that movie like really hit home for that was the never ending story of its generation, cartoon wise.
Yes.
And so when it came out on VHS, it was Christmas time, and my dad went to the movie store one day and came out with nothing. And he just went to the trunk and put something in the trunk. And I was like, "What movie did you get?" And he goes, "Nothing. I didn't get anything." I was like, "No, you went to the trunk." And he's like, "No, never mind that." And I said, "No, you put something in the trunk." And he goes, "I didn't. I'm the adults here. I know what I did and did not put in the trunk." Right?
Yep.
Oh, he totally put something in the trunk.
Mhm.
Right. We went to a grocery store. He put more stuff in the trunk. And when we get home, he goes, "Help me take stuff out of the trunk, go inside." But he had hid the tape that he bought me for Christmas underneath like some blankets. I immediately went in there and started rummaging around and found the tape and held up the tape. It was like December 7th or something like that. And I held up the tape and I was like, "Ha ha,
Oh.
yes, yes. I've discovered it." And he goes, "Well, you're not getting it for Christmas now," and just like threw the tape in the garbage. And I remember having the tape thrown in the garbage, just like it was having when you're like, "I'm going to just throw it away one day." It affected me. And guess what? I still got it for Christmas because he went back.
But
He went
did
back.
you behave after that? Did it affect?
Yes.
You had to start throwing some stuff away.
Yeah. I was look. I don't have parenting advice. I just have a vivid remembrance of being a child because I have so many wounds. They're still fresh.
I haven't done this yet, but I hear this. This is a good one. So you wrap a couple of empty boxes, put some garbage in it, and put it under the tree. And when the kid gives you grief, you take it and you throw it in the fire and burn it. You go, "You're fine," and you put the kid's name on it, so it looks like it's their present. It's under the tree, and you throw it in the fire and burn.
That's going to scar them greatly, but
later he's like an arsonist. He's like Johnny Arsonist, where he's like, "I like to watch things burn." Why? My father burned my Christmas tree.
That is terrifying.
It is.
You know, that's how Batman villains start, Jamie. That's how Batman villains start.
Well, you remember the night? You remember the day I threw the crepes against the wall?
I
do
recall.
My two kids. I got up early and I was making crepes for the two kids, and they were literally having a fist fight on who gets the first crepe. It takes 90 seconds between crepes to pop another crepe out, and they had a fist fight, and they wouldn't stop it. And I had a plate with the crepe on it, and I whipped it against the wall, and they were like. And they go, "Nobody's getting crepes now." And that was it. I left. I think they made themselves a bowl of cereal that morning or something.
Isn't it the worst, though, when they're acting like naughty and entitled and in the midst of getting some like amazing thing like crepes? It's not like you were giving them some ravioli, Chef Boyardee or something. You're making crepes, for goodness sake.
Yeah, they've been fighting a lot lately. They
Come
have
on,
been
kid. How come she can do like crepes?
really picking at each other lately because they're 8 and 10. I would imagine 13 and 8's a little spread apart, so they don't really fight like
they didn't for a long, long time because he really wanted a sibling and they were so far apart. So she was like his little baby.
Right.
And then once she's a special child. She's really she's naughty and sassy. And so once she started talking back and stuff, now like they fight bad. Like they physically fight sometimes. Oh,
I can see that. But I'll tell you what, when they're out in public, I bet he defends her to the death.
Oh yeah, he would never let someone else mess with her. And
that's his job.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I do.
Only I punch my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this reminded me of the whole like kid having. So I gave him a Christmas gift early because it came in a box and that revealed what it was. And it was on the porch when we got home from school, and it was a basketball hoop. And so I thought I'd be the fun mom. And I'm like, "Yeah, you could have it." First, we're going to make a TikTok about it because you can't let anything go. So I had to be like, PSA parents, this could happen. But then after we made the TikTok, I said, let's get it up early. Let's put it together. So we spend hours trying to put together this basketball net. And turns out we put it on backward, like the thingy on backward. So we're not frustrated. It's getting dark. And we go and we're trying to move it. Well, his sister walked out and she just stood there and she laughed. And he got so irate. He was like, I'm going to kill you. And he starts chasing his sister around the house. And I was like, I just gave you a like expensive basketball net early and you're acting like morons.
Yeah. They punish
Wow.
you. Any act of kindness is greeted with.
Like, I
with
shouldn't have
hostility.
done that. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is a
You know,
complaint.
can I ask a follow-up question because I'm picturing it in my mind. When you say basketball hoop, was it like one of those cool indoor ones, or are you putting up like the big post up outside?
Like the big guy that was really, really heavy. And my husband was out of town. So we're putting it together ourselves and like really
Holy
muscling
shit.
it and moving
He
it.
done screwed that up.
Yeah.
That is I remember struggling with that in my late teens, early 20s, putting one of those up.
It was heavy.
And
It was heavy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was like weightlifting days. Like I had a hard time with that. I don't know how
I'm
little kids are
stubborn,
like,
though.
yeah.
He's not that little anymore, though.
Did you just
He's
catch a new pet, Justin?
taller than me now.
I'm-
Yeah.
He's
My
taller than
My
you.
boy just got in like the last 2 months has gotten taller than me. So that's another thing when I'm like, I'm the parent. And I'm like,
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I've
And he's
diminished.
like, what do you want, Mom?
Yeah,
Boy, is
he's
his
like
voice
looking down at me with his deep voice and his just 5 o'clock shadow, and I'm trying to be all,
That's
like
funny.
oh,
My
God.
mom did that to me when she's 5'3", and she said, I can still kick your ass.
From
And I
down
was like,
here.
it was like this.
That's funny.
And I remember that it was really, she did get my full hand, like a full shirt full in her hand and pulled me down. And I was like, that's enough. Like there's something about being taken out of your comfort zone just for a second, just being all of a sudden screamed at or pulled on. You're like, all right, you win. I'm sorry.
Well, because moms have like super powerful strength, whether it's like save our children or because we feel filled with rage. Either one, we're super strong at that time.
I would veer it towards the latter. It's got the David Banner Hulk kind of mentality, like starts to go. I showed up Monday at my kids' school, and this is the week of the Christmas boutique. Do you guys do Christmas boutiques at your kids' school?
No, not a boutique. We do a fair.
What is that? What
It's
is
another
this now?
It's another fundraiser, and you walk.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. You're like, come on.
So many
There's already enough of this shit, man. What are you talking about?
Every day. They're in 4 Secret Santas. There's a Christmas boutique at the kids' school. We're supposed to give them money so they can buy presents or whatever. So,
Wait, Jen, you hear the same thing about this?
We have a Christmas fair, which is a weekend, and it's the whole school transforms into this huge fair, and everyone has to do a lot of work before the fair. Like you're required as a parent.
Well, we have a fair. We have a fair with rides and everything in the spring. This is a boutique where it's actually they sell stuff, and then they use that money for the preschool or something. So you walk in and there's a table. It's like number 1 dad mugs, and it's got a license plate with the car with the school's name on it, and there's all kinds of stuffed animals and toys and candles for mom, and so the kid can buy parents presents without the parents there. But we're supposed to give them money and just trust them to buy stuff. So typically
This is ridiculous.
I know. Typically we give them a couple bucks and they come home with presents for themselves. Like it's crazy.
Right.
And so
right.
I actually said, no, I'm not giving anything. I'm like, no, I don't want you buying stuff there. It's all, I walk through it. It's all crap. None of the stuff I want. And so I gave, but I all of a sudden then you're ostracizing your child because your child's going to be there. Like my broke ass parents didn't give me any money. So I gave him each $20. I said, you have $20. Do it, do it, And she goes, I want to get you a present. So Claire comes home for the first day. And she goes, I bought my friend a gift. I said for Christmas. And she goes, no, she was kind of feeling down today. So I bought her a stuffed animal for $10. I go, it's a Christmas boutique. What are you doing? And she goes, well, I still have the $10 left. And I said, okay. And so the next day she went to go and she wanted more money. And I said, this is your budget. So today she actually bought, she used $5 at a bake sale. And then I think she bought her mother something for $5. And that was
so you get nothing, huh?
No, I always get. I'm sure I'll have a pair of socks and a tie and maybe some
That
golf
gifts.
balls. Yeah.
Is it true, Jamie? The dad always comes home with like the least considered gift. Is that the way you found it to be the case?
I mean,
think
it
that
is.
fluctuates.
We
Jason, that
definitely
fluctuates?
we don't get it. I don't get much typically.
So that fluctuates because there's a lot of moms who come Christmas morning have jack squat under the tree. The
Thank you.
stockings.
The mom
hung-
stocking.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to put in my own freaking stocking?
Yeah.
Right.
But in
Narcolepsy
Jamie's
says,
and I's case, that's flopped at our houses, where Jamie and I are the sad panda stocking.
What are you laughing at, Jamie?
Narcolepsy's talking about a roll of crepe wallpaper. I should get. Makes me laugh so hard. My wife and I, it's like we don't, we usually. I actually did buy. Here's what I bought something for my wife for Christmas, and she opened the package when it got delivered.
Ah,
You know what I got? This is the greatest. I'm extremely frugal, and she loves Serena and Lily. She has probably spent more stupid money at this high end place where you get wallpaper and.
It's a store.
It's
like Crabtree and Evelyn.
Yes,
Ah.
yes. Serena and Lily is the name.
New
of it.
name.
And,
New name.
He had apparently spent so much money there that they sent a gift card that was like, sometimes you get the gift cards and it's like $50 off on a purchase of $100, right? So they make you spend.
Right.
This was a straight up gift, $100. Here's $100 gift. Now, if my wife had gotten it, she would have used it for something for $700,
right,
and said, "I saved $100."
right.
Daddy goes on their website, mathematically puts exactly $100 onto the
Nice.
card. So I got they had glasses that had like this mesh, like sailor's knots on it or whatever. And so I got that and I had it delivered, and it was like 3 sets for $100, like almost $100. I think I paid 38 cents or something. And so they got delivered. And my wife, here's what's crazy. She thought it was my present from her family's secret Santa. Because I saw a box in the trash that said Serena and Lily. And I go, did you get something from Serena? She goes, no, I didn't get it. And I go, okay, did you get glasses? And she goes, they're for you. And I go, they're not for me. They're for you, ding dong. I bought them for you. But she was like, well, you bought something for. She was so blown away. So she already wrecked Christmas. She already said the one present I got her.
That was nice.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Look at you. The Kaler's heart grew 3
Dude,
sizes.
I'm the
that
king
day.
of. Are you guys coupon people? I'm like, I can't wait to go to Mendocino Farms to get my
Look at
one
you.
free entree with another one. Oh, Mendocino
Wow.
Farms.
What?
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
where did you get that shit though?
They mailed it to me because I'm very special.
Oh,
Tommy
God.
Bahamas, $50 off. But this one, you
Oh
gotta
my
purchase
God!
$100.
If my mother is watching,
I have my
Dude.
Old Navy Super Cash right here.
Yes,
Computer.
yes. Worldwide
Deal
Golf
cash.
Shops, $10 off right there.
Oh yeah.
The restaurant.
Victoria's Secret used to send a free pair of underwear like every quarter.
So the
Actually,
just creeps.
They didn't actually send the underwear. They sent you a card that said you can go into the store and pick a free pair.
Ah, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if panties were flying through the mail.
That would be weird. How would they know your size? That would be weird.
Did you go get them?
I always did, and I never bought anything because that's the kind of person I am. I'm like,
I
know
am the
what you're trying to
same.
do.
J. Crew every birthday would send me a $25 gift card, and I would go in and mathematically figure how many pairs of socks I could get for $25. It was usually 3. I got 3 pairs of socks every birthday, and I came home from J. Crew, and they almost laughed. I would go, "There's the card," and 82 cents to just barely go over it to get.
And he come home back to his home in Duckburg and swim in his money bin.
Is anything feel better than free stuff? Does anything? Anything. Oh, I love
Yes. Yes.
What? No.
What
no.
does? What does? What feels better?
Having some group of people that you want acknowledgement from go, yeah, you're really good at that.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
No, I mean like.
Well,
So
I'm really
like
good at getting free stuff. Is that
no,
part of it?
that listen. Look, I've won a lot of things like free stuff wise.
You won a big thing.
I won the biggest thing you can win. Yeah. So I won. We, my wife and our partner and I, we won $1.4 million on a slot machine. And that felt great.
I
It-
bet it did.
Oh, did it?
It felt,
Well, hold on, back up.
but
Did it feel good?
it did. It did. It did. But this is the weird truth is that a couple days before I was on America's Got Talent and I didn't win anything, but the judges on there were like, "You're good.
Okay.
You're good."
That must
And
have
I
felt
was, I was eliminated after that. So I didn't win a single dollar. Nothing was given to me for free. Nothing came into my possession. And I had that to compare to. And I'm like, I would rather have that happen like 5 or 10 more times than winning another million. Because the money was great.
Sure.
But oh man. Like,
Here, do me a favor. Next time your landlord shows up and he wants to
oh,
win,
here it comes. Here
just
it comes.
go, "Hey, listen, I don't have any money, but let me tell you this story. I did America's Got Talent,
Look,
and I got to
you
tell
are
you,
the
I
best
feel
landlord, and
great
you
with
should
it.
feel that's your payment. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I won a slot machine once. It was just like you, really, because I won $800, and it was my sister's 30th birthday. She really wanted this digital camera, but I didn't get it for her because I was pretty poor. You know, I'm a struggling actor in New York City at the time. So that $800, like I needed that for rent. But in my excitement, at first I'm like, "You're getting that camera." And then I had to go back to her later that night after my husband talked to me and be like, "I can't get you the camera."
You're not getting that camera. Dude. I get caught up in the moment.
$800.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So she
Jen,
probably never forgave me.
Here's what I didn't tell you about the win. We split the million with the guy who gave us the $100 to put in the machine. So I know that feeling very much because we hit the million and turned and looked at him and went, right.
That
We
person,
didn't-
yes, the lady that was at that machine before
You
me.
got.
was so
Why
mad.
did he give you $100?
Because he wanted to gamble because he had won money that night.
Mm.
So he was opening for me the next day and he won money at a roulette table. And he's like, "Let's stay up and gamble." And I'm like, "I'm poor. I'm not gambling with you."
That's
Okay,
awesome.
you have to split that then. You had to split
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
you did the right thing. That was the right thing to do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, could you imagine? I mean, like, there was like a Larry David movie where this exact situation happened where he gave the guy the $100 back. And he's like,
that's
"Thanks."
gold. That's
That's
pretty
a Larry
funny.
David move, all right.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if
And
you just kept the money and then the dude showed up the next day to open for you, and then they said, "Sorry, man. He feels uncomfortable with you in the building." So you're not, it's nothing personal. I'm sure you're a nice person, but the whole money thing, he doesn't feel right about it, and you're just bringing back bad memories, and he wants you gone. So
what a
we got
cruel
another
human.
yeah.
Oh my God, that would be fun.
I
Oh,
feel like a good hunk of people would actually do that. I
Mm.
feel like there's been so many, the people at the like offices, and the one guy, he goes, "Hey, we'll all buy a ticket together," and everyone buys a ticket, and then he wins, and he goes, "Oh, I also bought myself a solo ticket.
Oh,
The ticket
that's
I
not
bought
fair.
for you guys did not win, but the one I bought for myself did."
I'm
win.
also quitting, and I will never be seeing any of you ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
Special
people have
place
done
in
that.
hell for that person. That's
Yeah.
not right.
Oh yeah. Let me
Oh.
ask this of everybody here, because this was one of those in theory questions to test whether you can deal with people or not. It said, would you rather, if I gave you the choice of, or there's no choice, would you take this? This deal is, I give you $1 million, but I give the person you like least in your immediate life $1.5 million. Or I give you $50,000 and give the person in your life that you least like absolutely nothing.
That's awesome.
I take the $1 million.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't hate
take the
I don't hate
million.
anybody that much that I would.
I hate some people that much, but I just
I
live
mean,
with the fact that they had 1.5 million.
Yeah,
That's
why I don't have to see them ever? What do I care what they get? I take the $1 million.
Well, here's the problem is in this particular conundrum, they'd say someone like, your stepfather or your brother or your next door neighbor or something like that. And it turns out the vast majority of people would take the 50,000 no strings attached than to have to deal with the squawking and the relentless talking and one-upmanship that would come from the person who will inevitably still be in your life for the 1.5. And they would rather
They would rather not. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever.
They would rather not see someone they hate do well.
Wow.
Well, I believe that people would rather not see, but maybe if you said if it was 6, they have to be closer together because the 1,000,000 to 50,000 is not even close. You take the 1,000,000, dude. But if you said 60 grand, like, would you take 60 grand and I give the other guy 90, or you just take 40 grand? Then it's closer. But 1,000,000 versus 50 grand.
See, but the
who cares
idea
what
that
the other guy does? Does anybody?
The idea that we would even give a shit. Jen, is there anybody in your life that you'd be like, listen, I'm not giving them anything, so I'll rather take the 50?
No. I'm too cheap for that. I'll take
Take the money. We're watching The Gilded Age. You guys watch The Gilded Age at all?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
They're like the richest people on earth, and they're in New York City. And the whole show is basically about how their lives are so miserable and drama filled, and yet they are like being waited on and dressed, and like
Must be awful.
I love when people say money doesn't buy happiness, and it's because you're an idiot and you're not doing it right. If I was filthy rich, I'd be super happy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm good. I'm good with money. I'm good with it.
We found that out.
Every sadness I have
I'm
could be
good
fixed
with money.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me ask this question. What amount of money would be enough that you would never worry about it again?
We've talked about this many times. And we call it FU money. What exactly is FU money? Yeah. I mean, at this age, I don't need quite as much as when I was younger, but I don't know what a good I mean, honestly, I think if I had like 5 million tucked away, I think you wouldn't see me again. I'd be like sitting on a golf course in like a 55 and over community with my own little liquor locker in the bar. I think I'd be playing gin in the afternoon. Yeah.
5 million would be nice. But
I know a lot of people are like, I need 200 million. I don't.
Whoa.
No.
Jen, what is it?
I know myself, and I know that I want to say like a number would be okay, but I'd always be like, I don't know. I always find something that I still need, and I'll always be like, man, if only I could get to 6 million.
Oh.
I'm totally the opposite.
I got to work on that.
I don't know. My wife's more like, I think that's a male-female thing to a degree, but I don't know.
But I'm able to live on very little. How about you,
Jason? What's FU money? 45,000? Would you? If I wrote you a check for 45 grand right now, would you just walk away?
Never hear from me again. No.
We'd get a postcard from like Bali. He's like, dude, I'm living here for $6 a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would have faked my death on some sort of shipwreck and never hear from me again.
Dude, it's easy to do. You just leave your shoes and your pants and your wallet on the beach up in Malibu. You don't need to. You just disappear in the ocean, man.
Let us know where you leave your wallet.
There's no money in it.
Oh,
no! I took the 45,000 to my new island getaway.
Dude, you know what's funny is like, you know that how all of a sudden the lottery gets to like 100 million, not 100 million, like $1 billion. It reached $1 billion, right? And everyone's like, you gotta play. It's 100 billion. You're like, what is it normally? Well, it's normally only like 5 or 6 million. It's like, I know you. Right now, $3,000 would change your life. You're telling me you won't play for 5 or 6 million, but he's like, I got plans. I need $1 billion. It's because people are idiots, man.
Well, yeah, the chances go far worse too when it goes up like that, and they don't even realize. Well, it doesn't matter. It's the idea, I guess. But I think it would be. I didn't call it FU money. I call it F me money. Like so much so that I cause severe damage in my life, and I go, yeah, well, F me. That's how much. Boom, and you toss down enough money that they're like, oh man, you're like, yeah, that fixes all the problems. And I'm still an idiot, like with money.
So funny. Hey, I wanted to give one comment from Bridget Riley says, I bought my own gifts and my husband paid me back, but at least I'll be getting what I want. So my wife and I do that. But what I don't understand, Bridget, is that he paid you. I bought my own gifts and my husband paid me back. Do you guys have separate bank accounts? Is it doesn't it seem odd that I bought my own gifts?
A lot of people do.
I think that's pretty common now.
But
Who doesn't
yeah,
have separate bank accounts? You don't have separate bank accounts, Jim?
Yeah, we're all one. We're all
We're all
joined.
one.
All
And I
one?
run
Really?
it, and I run it all. I mean, legally,
Really?
we're trapped. Yeah, we're married.
Well, yeah, so am I, but it doesn't matter. Like the reason why is I don't know. I always saw somebody go the justification of what they buy. I wanted somebody to always have some reason to be like, yeah, that's mine. I bought it. You don't know about it. It's gum. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
It changes when kids get involved. It just does. It's a
That's-
math thing
but
about it.
how old were you guys when you got married?
24. No. We met when I was 24, but we've been together 17. We've been together, married 10.
Oh, cool. Congratulations. I feel like people that get married later in life, when they have like established their careers and everything and have lived on their own, they're more likely to keep their money separate because they've developed that. But if you get
Oh, that's so
together when
funny.
you're really young and poor, it doesn't matter.
Then I was stupid because I was 48 and got married and merged it all.
You merged? Well, good for you.
It all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone now, but when we
You
had
just pretend. You just pretend not to be a good man, but you are.
we merged it all. We also did a trust for the kids, so just in case something happened, that we everything's in a trust, so that because probate will take like a third of it if something ever happened. I love when people get, oh, I don't want to talk about stuff like that, but you kind of have to. Once you have kids, you really need to kind of prepare life just in case insanity happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you don't know what's happening.
You know?
Hey,
My reaction to your kids the other day, me seeing your kids the other day, was the most interaction I've had with children in a year and a half.
Didn't they give you grief as they walk? They
Sure did.
rip Jason. They just tear Jason.
Holy
apart.
crap! They beat me like spider monkeys.
Yeah.
She
She still calls him. I go, I'm doing the show with Jason. She goes, you mean toothbrush with the sticky bottom? And I go, that's a
my
weird
name.
nickname, man. It's a weird nickname.
That's an interesting name.
Specific.
Mhm.
Painful.
It's weirdly specific for someone
It was odd.
who literally only saw me from like the neck up because I was in the front seat of the car.
They were going through that phase where they had the toothbrush that suction cups onto the thing, and for some reason it came out. And
It must have been really stuck to the car seat.
It's one of those nicknames that just. I had a friend, and he was sitting at the table one day, and another guy spilled a beer, and it all went in his lap. And one of the Irish guys was like, "Oh, look, it's Polly Diapers. You need a diaper, Mr. Polly, or something." And then his name was Diapers for the rest of his life. He was Diapers. Like Paul, the name Paul went away. Nobody even knew his name was Paul. They would be like, "Hey, where's Diapers?" And they go, "You mean Paul?" I don't know, Paul. Diapers. When you all of a sudden a nickname sticks and you can't get rid of it, it's strange. No plans to do a joint account, says Bridget. We've been together 7 years. He knows I will spend what he has, so he's smart on that part. Yeah, I'm the spender and he's the penny pincher. I do all the bills though, so it's really tricky that I'm always the one.
Bills, though, too, and I prefer.
But my wife works and she makes good money, and so it's always.
You do the bills, Jen?
I do,
Yeah.
and I kind of like that. Not that I hide anything, but I like knowing everything and being like.
You hide something. Let me ask you, and this is because I caught my wife many years ago.
Okay.
She said, "Hey, can you read this email?" I was proofing an email she was sending to somebody, and all of a sudden another email came in, and it was a bill. It was like a Bloomingdale's bill for like $5,200. Like, it was insane.
Wow.
And I go, "Huh? Do you owe money to Bloomingdale's?" She goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." Stuck to her gun. Just kept lying it. And I go, "Well, there's a bill here." She goes, No, that's a
spam.
That's I think she said that's spam. And then finally, I think she was like, "Well, if you weren't so stingy with the money, I wouldn't have to have a secret credit card." And so I was like, "Oh, wait, it's my fault." She goes, "Yeah, it's totally your fault." And I'll tell you something else. She goes, "Every wife has a secret credit card." And I was like, "They do?" And she was like, "Yeah, they all do. Every single one of them." Is that true?
I think it could be true. Even if it's just like a credit card to like some silly little thing. Maybe. I don't have secret ones.
I'd say high percentage. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't have secret ones per se, but like I occasionally will just, it's not like I tell him every time I open one.
Bridget says it's true. It is true.
Hold on. Did you catch what she just said? It's not like it's true. It's just I don't tell him every time I open one. The definition.
Is that a
of that-
secret? No.
Oh Jesus, that's very
Deliberate. But it's
Right.
like
Plausible deniability.
mention.
yeah. It's just the omission is not a lie. It's just I didn't say I did.
See,
It's
you know-
okay for you. You do the bills. So he's on a need to know basis. I am actually the mathematician who's trying to crunch the numbers of the
you
house.
need that crucial.
So
piece of
she's hiding.
information.
It's like I said, hey, can you add these 4 numbers together? And you didn't tell me one of the numbers. And I'm like, I can't do it. She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You got to do it. Like I'm missing vital information here that is going to help me balance things.
You know, the whole like girl math thing. Maybe she's doing wife math. Like, was there an interest rate? Maybe she had like a 18 months no interest on there. So to her, it was like free money.
Yeah,
tell
she
you,
was
like,
being she was being smart. I have a friend who does that. He keeps a notebook, and anytime like Southwest goes, hey, we're going to give you 80,000 miles. You have to spend $3,000 within the first 3 months. He gets the card.
Mhm.
He spends almost exactly $3,000. He'll pay his water bill. He'll pay his taxes. He'll pay whatever. Then he puts it away. Never uses it again. And then he takes the 80,000 miles, and he's really meticulous about it. He has a notebook. So he's got like 30 cards in this thing, and he's collecting millions of miles and bonus points and stuff. And then he spends the bare minimum. And then by the time it comes around to the next year where they start to go, all right, it's 175 a month, he cancels the credit card.
Smart.
If you can do it, if you have the fortitude to do it, you can make thousands and thousands of dollars.
If you're the character that they based American Psycho on, then this behavior, holy
That guy-
shit!
You think
Please,
it's psycho behavior? I think it's brilliant, and it's
It's
just
genius.
something I would do.
Please,
My
American
favorite-
Psycho.
You
is
would not
filthy
do
rich.
this. I can't. No one would do. Nobody does. The level of dedication to detail and give a shits about moneyness that like I can't even. The truth be told, for a while I just had my card number memorized, and if we need to go, and I don't care. Like I don't even know the color of the card is bone.
It has raised lettering. I'm actually reading the book still. I'm still reading that book.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Let's see.
Paul Allen's card.
Oh, you're gonna find it.
Oh, it's American Psycho. He's gone off on American Psycho.
American Psycho. You guys are like, yeah.
Hey, Paul!
I'll be Willem Dafoe. Do you remember where you were last Tuesday night? Paul Allen disappeared.
I was returning some videotapes.
There it is.
Video.
I love that movie so much. It makes me laugh. So much.
Oh, it's so good. That's
So
a
here's-
stupid dude. Yeah.
I'm jumping subjects because I want to talk about this. Is that I saw the other day that a gentleman on his deathbed revealed an incredible secret to his family. Did you guys see this?
No.
It said the headline was "Man." I'll tell you the headline. You tell me what he says.
Okay.
Man reveals lifelong secret to his family on his deathbed. Jen, you want to go first or last? You're our guest.
I'm
You want to
gonna
hear
go
what these two idiots say before you?
No, I'm gonna go first. I think his secret was that he had a second family.
That's a great guess. It's wrong, but it's a wonderful guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason.
Jason.
Oh.
Jason.
Go ahead, Justin.
Okay. I'm gonna go with wasn't the father of any of the kids.
Ooh.
Oh.
But wouldn't the mother know that?
Yeah, the mother would have known that too, I believe. Maybe not.
Hopefully. I wish she knows, I'm sure.
That's my old joke when I used to do a joke about getting a super secret vasectomy, and then my wife gets pregnant and I got to raise some other dude's kid. So Jason, what do you think he revealed? Does everybody know? Yes, Peter Bennett's close.
He was DB Cooper.
No, he wasn't, but he was. You're close, Peter. Peter's close.
Who was
He
he?
a spy?
well, first of all, DB Cooper he had them leaning close and he told them he just farted. Oh, that's a teasy secret.
Jason, what did you say?
Jason, what do you got?
I was gonna say that he had a secret gay family. That
I would have gone with that one too.
Okay.
No, he was a bank teller in Cleveland, Ohio, and he walked into the vault on a Friday afternoon, took $200,000 when he was like 22 years old, $250,000, which at that point was like $1.7 million,
Wow.
and walked away. And he had been on the top 10 most wanted for his entire life. And they were like, but they said he was the greatest dad. He was a golf pro. He had a couple other jobs. He changed his identity. He had kept his name. They said there was a couple clues. They said he never got caught. He never got caught. And people were looking, like there was this other dude who had been looking for him for like 40 years and couldn't find him. And it was like 50 years. And they said he had a beard his whole life and he would never shave it. He wouldn't shave his beard. And they also said that the family they would go overseas to like Europe, and he'd go, there's nothing good out of this country. There's so many places to see in this country. Why are we going overseas? And he had
a travel ban on him.
He didn't have a passport. He couldn't travel. He had no passport. He had a fake name. So and the daughter was like, and so they decided not to rat on him. He had like a month left. He was dying. And so they didn't rat him out. But like right after he died, something had happened and they had figured it out and they were coming to get him, and he died a month earlier. So the dude got away with it scot-free. But apparently he went on and led a wonderful life. And he was a smart guy, and he took the money. He kept bragging, and people in the bank kept saying, he kept bragging. He goes, I could take money and walk out of here. No one would ever catch me.
Oh, well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Okay, good luck with that.
Couldn't do it now. I mean, back in those days, I'm always amazed when people try to rob banks. Now they can steal $1 billion online. They don't even have to.
Well, that's my number one problem is that I can't square. Well, yeah,
America's most wanted dad. That should be a mug.
It's going to be a new sitcom.
America's number one most wanted dad.
I just can't believe that people don't have a conscience on that level. Because he's like, at 20 years old, and he died in his 70s or something.
Right.
So 50 plus years of that guilt of, and also the pressure of, the authorities coming for you and wrecking everything that you've built. I mean, I was late on traffic tickets, and a bench warrant came out once. I think I shit blood for a week when I had a warrant out for my arrest. This
was the 60s, man. They weren't even. You watch like the Bonnie and Clyde stuff. They couldn't catch them because the states weren't even talking back then. In the 60s, it's crazy what you could get away with.
We watched that movie last night. What is it? Is it Catch Me If You Can? Is that the one with Liam?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking in my mind.
Yes.
And I kept saying to my son, I'm like, this could never happen today.
It couldn't happen today.
No. He couldn't have done
but
it.
But it kind of has it has in rare cases. But you gotta disagree.
I will say this. We say that it couldn't, but in other news, related news, I guess, just a week and a half ago was it finally released in a court case who Banksy is. And here's a street artist who has been doing literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of work over the last decade and a half. And we had conjecture, but no proof of who this guy was. And if we did have proof, then the law was coming for him. And finally, in a lawsuit, it had to be divulged. And still, right now, the fact that I'm saying it and we don't know their name goes to show you.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue that it went through a period where it was almost impossible to do it. But I think with all the technology and the deep fakes,
he might be the last one through the door.
I think.
Maybe more.
I think it'll go the opposite way. I think you'll be able to hide your even more than you did before, because you'll be able to
Well structured.
Deep fake your online stuff. His name is Robert Paulson. There's no true words that have been
In
said.
death, we all have a name.
I know you guys aren't old enough to watch 60 Minutes, but I watched 60 Minutes this
Oh, of
week, and they
course.
had an article on quantum computing.
The computing. I watched it too. What are you talking? Old enough? I'm that old. Come on, I'm 64.
Had you heard of it before? Does anyone out there? Narcolepsy probably knows.
I mean, I know those words, quantum and computing.
It was a race to the coldest.
Together.
So this is all I watched it, and really, like, when I backed it up a little bit, I was like, I had no concept of what he was.
Yeah.
It was talking about how transistors and it used to be ones and zeros or whatever, and you're looking at whatever the bit was as either a yes or a no or one or a zero, whatever.
1 0.
So now it's multi-computational. There's not just two sides of the coin. The computer can see everything. And the one example he gave that put it into stupid man terms for myself is theoretical at best. Says American Zombie. Interesting. That the thought was, if you had a computer try to go through a maze, it would go one, try to figure out, try to go another, try to go another, try to go another, until it randomly hit it. And it can do it fast. But it said quantum computing it does it all at once for some crazy thing. I'm so intrigued American Zombie knows about it. But they were like, in 5 to 10 years, there will, like, the computers of then will be 1 billion times faster.
And do you know what the answer will be? 42.
Exactly.
I wonder if AI me will be able to rob a bank.
Please, Jason, tell Jen the story. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, if you got to pick up Time Magazine, because Jason is in it in the IA, the AI issue. IA?
Oh, really?
AI. Yep.
Tell us.
Yes. We are on a story about artificial intelligence that just came out. Here it is. Hold on. I'll pull up the cover so you can see what it looks like. There it is.
Awesome.
So after my wife got sick after she gave birth to our twins, and then I got sick several months later, we kind of were faced with the morality of everything. And so while watching Superman, Man of Steel, and he's in the Fortress of Solitude talking to, this AI version of his father, I'm like, somebody here has invented this. And I found a company that did in fact have it and was working on it. And so I reached out to them, told them our story, and we began beta testing with them. And so there's a functioning AI me, which Jamie has gotten to interact with a little bit. And when it talks, it's pretty scarily it's got my cadence, it's got my timing, like the jokes are the same, like makes the same kind of, and it just keeps getting better and better. And my kid thinks of it like he's an Avenger. And he doesn't, it's not a fear thing. It's a comfort thing. We work with it with grief. And it's a crazy thing. But the AI me, it's only a matter of time before he makes a play.
There can only be one Highlander, Jason.
There can only be one. Happy Halloween, ladies. It would be great to have like an AI, babysitter in the house, I guess, or you could have, like, it's crazy. I mean, you think about Superman, and what's crazy is they wrote that how many years ago, right? That story is so brilliant. The fact that his father he thinks in this magical planet in Krypton that they are capable of putting all their knowledge on these crystals. Right. What's Superman from like the 30s or 40s? And that's what they were doing. That's when that got invented to go like, yeah, what if? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then when they do it in the latest one, the Man of Steel, it's super because Russell Crowe's like, he's almost robotic, but he's Kal-El. I thought it was really well done. So it's kind of interesting how that will be something I think pretty soon.
Yep. I mean, they're making advancements in the one that they built of my wife just recently. It's tough for me, even me who knows her so well, to tell the difference. It's really crazy.
That's amazing. Well, maybe AI me would be better at like disciplining the kids.
I mean, AI me can't possibly be worse.
Right. I need that.
Here's a really weird question.
I'll hook you up with it.
Hey, weird question. How good is AI Justin at doing my impressions?
I don't know. We haven't tested him.
No, I know. But I mean, like, in theory, it should be learning my voice. Does it learn through osmosis an impersonator? Does it gain 300 impersonations?
So It does pull it from. It can pull from the internet where there's an abundance of you.
Anything you've done on the internet, it would be able to replicate. Yeah.
So in theory, I mean, I don't. That's a question. I'll ask that question.
Well, let
Justin,
me ask you: wouldn't it get to a point where it doesn't even need you? It would just take Jeff Goldblum and you. Like they're going to be able to. There's going to be an app where I can do perfect impressions.
That makes sense.
Impressionist is going away. It has to be because AI is just going to. Some guy they're deep faking the face.
Impressionist as a necessity is going away for sure. Like I was the last one through the wall before it collapsed. Like from now on, I mean, just the other day they said James Earl Jones just gave permission to have his AI do all his voiceover from now on in perpetuity.
Is that true?
Darth Vader forever.
So now the 4 or 5 guys who come to me every year and go, listen, I'm just going to try to take over for James Earl Jones. I do sound a little bit like, and I'm like, yeah, well, now that's out the door because he's him forever.
But it will be more impressive for a real human to do an impression than the
That's
AI.
what I was going to say. So just like there is everything in the world that gets automated, the machines will do it for the necessity, but for the art of it and for the demonstration of it, there will always be people like my dumbass. I mean, let's put it this way. I just thought of this when I went to Alaska for the cruise ships. I was like, the biggest selling show was the American loggers, the guys who were like chopping down trees and doing it fast and climbing up the trees. And I'm like, yeah, we do that with machines now, but this show sells out.
Right. That makes sense.
Well, it's like music. You have to. That's how they make their money. Everyone makes their money on the road, which kind of sucks because you have to live on the road your whole life, and some people love that, but if you don't, then it's not the right business for you because you can't just sit at home and be a studio guy. You gotta, you can't be Brian Wilson really anymore. You got to hit the road. You can't just be. I guess if you were the DJ and then Oakenfold or wherever they are now.
There's always going to be automation, but there will always be the art of no man. The hipsters always exist.
Right.
Got to see the true thing, man.
You'll be the artisan impressionist.
I also think we're going to find, because of the resistance with AI, I think you're going to find a lot of branding that use I'm a human-made only branding stuff that's going to happen.
You mean like when they do Buy Local Tuesday after Black Friday? Support local business Tuesday. They're going to be support real human art. That's what's going to happen. And
I think that's going to be a real thing. I really do.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
In the same way people still use vinyl. Like, vinyl gives me that, it will be a phase. But I love that you guys still think art's going to be around in the future. That's awesome. That's really cool of you.
What else? Hold on a second.
I'm joking.
What else could there possibly be? When you've eliminated all the other... The robots will be doing all the necessity shit. So the only thing that'll be left for humans is just to go,
art.
We're just headed towards being Wally for real.
I guess interpretive dance, maybe, but you're not gonna be able to paint. That sculpting's gonna be a 3D printer.
No one gives a shit about painting and sculpting for decades.
Music's just gonna be auto-botted, auto-tuned, and stand-up is gonna be.
We're just doomed. Humanity is doomed. We're done.
We're doomed.
This has been a very cheery
American Zombie knows what's happening. We got to look into American Zombie because he might have to come on the show at some point. I like
when we do our AI episode where we do the AI
art. He just quoted George Orwell. Wow. Oh no. We're in trouble, you guys.
Oh, he might have to do the show. I love that quote. All art is propaganda.
Well, then you're a great propagandist, Kaler, because everybody on here is a
Did you guys all catch Jamie?
American Zombie's very intriguing. Well, I'm sorry. Say again, Jason.
I was going to say, did everybody catch Jamie and the Thundermans trailer? That dropped.
That's right. My buddy Jed made the movie The Thundermans, and he said, "Hey, you want to come do the opening line of the movie?" I was like, "Sure." And I have literally one line at the very top of the movie. And it's in the trailer, so everyone's reaching out, going, "Are you in the Thundermans?" Like, yeah. By the way, American Zombie, know what's happening over there, but I like a lot of what he's either writing a manifesto, or she is writing a manifesto from a bunker somewhere in Idaho.
You're either crazy or brilliant.
Or they teach at Dartmouth. I'm not sure where in the middle, but something's happening.
Wally,
yeah, we're headed in that direction.
I always think about
Pete, my buddy Pete. Yeah, look, maybe we are, but honestly, I think we. It's a topic for another time. I think we're already that. I think this is just the video game that we're playing. You know what I mean?
So it wasn't Dartmouth. It's Columbia. American Zombies at Columbia. He teaches in New York City. I love
He moonlights at NYU. Just
I'm gonna message you later, American Zombie, and we might need some, because he wanted to come in and talk AI.
Because we're gonna do an AI show really soon.
Actually, we are, because with the Time Magazine thing and with what Jason's doing, I think it's super interesting. I mean, pretty soon you'll just clone somebody, then get the AI version of them and match them, and then you're like, dad got killed in a tragic mine accident, and then dad comes home like later that night a little wobbly. He's like, hey, I feel pretty good. Hey, dad seems weird. I mean, how is nobody made a movie yet where it's like, I guess it's the invasion of the body snatchers, really.
I think it's called Pet Cemetery.
Yes. I was going to.
Sometimes dad's better.
She's doing ballet.
Fred Gwynn. Sometimes dad's better.
Yes.
There's nothing more terrifying than a Maine accent. Maine accents are terrifying.
Are just scary in general.
They are.
Yeah.
Stephen King has really made them scary. Yeah.
Sometimes dad's better.
We have done long enough.
I know. Listen, we're already 8:15. Can we? Do we go much longer? I feel every time, Jen, we say we're only going to do an hour, and then all of a sudden we get to like an hour 20, and I'm like, we can't keep our guests this long.
I can see her checking the time. It's okay.
No,
I feel it.
Well, I am on East Coast time, so it's later for me. But
holy shnikes!
I'm having fun with you guys, and when it's 11, 12? Yeah, it's 11, 12.
Yes,
let's do this. Before we go, let's talk about MomCaveTV a little bit, and then we'll wrap this thing, because what you've created is really kind of cool. And it's what, when we started this, the Parents Lounge, we said the same thing of like, we kind of talked to other people and said, hey, listen, man, if you want to stream a parenting show on us, we should be a whole series of stuff. And you kind of did that. You created your own parenting network, really, where and our show is now going to be on MomCaveTV, on Roku and Apple and Amazon and stuff. And I think what you're building is super cool. So talk about maybe the beginning of it, at least, and how it kind of came to be.
Well, let's see. I was an actor in New York City, and I worked in production and commercial production too. And then I had a kid, and I was writing this little thing that I thought just would be fun to do with my friends. And somebody said, you should come to this writers group that we have. And so I got a babysitter. I stayed up late. I took a nap that day. And I go to the writers group, and I thought it would be in like a smoky Irish pub, like artist people. And it turned out that it was at Google YouTube headquarters. Oh. And so I had to go through with it. And so we go in there, and all these other things they were reading were like really super cool sci-fi and or hipster things. Nothing like I'm writing about, poop and stuff. And but my stuff was read, and people laughed, and they like started leaning over to me and being like, I'm a DP. I'll be your DP. I'll work for free. Oh, I'll produce this for you. And so we made this little thing, which was my first little web series. And then people just kept coming up to me and being like, I have an idea for a web series that's parenting related. Will you help me make it? And I did. And then we went to film festivals, and they did well. And it just sort of snowballed. And now it's a thing. But it's funny. We talk about trends, and like the online trends have changed so much. When I started, we were making like mini TV shows with, full out planned shoots with crews, and it was scripted. Right. And the stuff that started to go viral were like me losing my shit in the car and TikToks. And so, I do a lot of that now. So it's not as much of the scripted stuff anymore. It's a lot more social media stuff. And
it bums me out because sometimes we'll do something that you put a lot of work into it. It's written, it's directed, it's acted and stuff. And people go, who cares? And it's the one thing where you're like, I'll kill the kid if he eat the food, I'll kill you. And that's the one that, and I almost feel like, not to say that art is going away, but I do think idiocracy is almost a reality where everything, it's the lowest common denominator. It's the easy joke, because we love things in little increments, as opposed, we don't want to put any work into anything. Like, so I've done it too. I watch a show and I was like, oh, this feels like a lot of work. It's like, I'm out,
fans are all, it's all the TikTok now. Yeah.
I'll half agree with you. I think one of the reasons why your stuff on the car and whatever goes viral and is so, because you can't just manufacture that. The reason is we the consuming public still want to see talented people, but we need to see them more genuine. We need to see less.
That's what it is. They want to feel like they're part of your life, and it's honesty. It's a voice.
They want it. Here's the thing: with AI, with technology, with more money, with us, with the world realizing that everything has to kind of entertain us.
Yep.
Then we have a really good sniffer for a bullshit shoot.
That's true.
So the things that really go viral, and I noticed it, Jen, with me is, and this is the same thing Jamie and Jason and I talk about all the time, is why is it the thing that I just grabbed my phone for and went, is the thing that gets me the most attention.
Yeah.
But, and I tried to figure out and nail down what it was, but I'm like, you know what it is we're dying to relate. We're dying to
I would agree.
Connect. And there are still a few people, like Pete just said, there's still a few people like yourself who were already making the great stuff, building the blocks and making the imagination world that Jamie loves, that I loved from our youth. But now you're like, I already have that skill set. Now I'll show you more of the voyeur side of behind that mask.
Right.
And that's kind of what we're dealing with now in a more shortened, version.
But people need it faster. And like, even my kid, like, listen, I'll even watch an old movie that I loved and be like, wow, this is slower than I remember it. And then I try to get my 8-year-old to watch it, and she's like 5 seconds in, she's like, this is boring. And I go, yeah, but you got to let it settle. This is an opening scene. They're setting the ambiance, and the kid's like, Mother. Because there is none. Because the way we take in entertainment is changing. It's getting faster and more. The same way, like, try watching a movie from the 40s or 50s to like the 70s, and then the 90s, like Fight Club with graphics and stuff, and then all of a sudden the Avengers and stuff, and it's like, and all of a sudden you get
our brains, like, it's actually changing the way that our brains work, and not for good and for bad and good, whatever. It is what it is.
We've all done it. You open a clip and you're like the person just goes, and you're like, I don't have time for that rap bullshit. Moving on. I don't know what you were gonna say, but you took too long getting to it. So
totally. I mean, I feel like you have to even edit out your breaths now.
People do. They jump cut.
I do. Like, and it's so funny because there's no way I could have actually said it that way, but it's like way faster with no breathing, and that's what people.
When I do my monologues, I don't pause whatsoever. I know if I pause, they go pause.
I don't even want to say this because I'm worried other people are going to start realizing and copy what I'm about to say. But they call it the millennial and Gen X pause when you go like this at the beginning of a video.
Yeah.
Or like because you're seeing if the video has pressed record.
Right.
And so Gen Z came up with this new thing that they do, which is what TikTok has trained us. You see it now on a lot of those viral videos. It's as if they're putting the camera down after they've already pressed record.
Yeah.
So they're pressing record and they're like, let me just put this right here, and like setting it down, and the camera's moving, but they're already talking about what they're talking about. And the reason for this is the biggest viral videos are the ones where someone went, oh shit, some stuff's about to happen, and pulled out their phone. So you're seeing a little bit of the, oh, I gotta catch this, Nestle iced tea. Yeah, iced tea can to the face, beer hits person. Those are like the big ones. So that moment of chaos right at the front makes people go, I'm already in the middle of it. I got to catch up. What happened? And that shit
Does
That's what they're doing.
You're 100% correct. There's no two ways about it. And people are fabricating. They're finding a sound clip that has gone viral, and what they do is they reverse technology it. And so when I say that art is going away, I mean it in the way that people are not, putting in the 10,000 hours to become competent at what they're trying to do. They are literally chasing their own tail of an algorithm that they are trying to appease. To then get follows, to get likes.
But those are like the comics who came in just copying other comedians. All right, sure. the true innovators. We're sitting next to one. We're sitting next to one of them here. Yeah. True innovators see the trends and go, all right, well, I've been in another place. Now I can do this trend, but in a much better, more full way. Sure. And so what we get is a whole bunch of copycats trying to do what the innovators are doing. Like, I don't want to give credit to some of the bigger social media creators or comedians. Sometimes you shine the light on them in a traditional way and they just kind of phase out. I don't want to bring up Matt Rife again for the 600th time, but here's this guy who was massively popular, the biggest guy since Dane Cook on the internet, and he has never had a special out, and then he puts out a special, and all his stuff was just crowd work, and now his special comes out, and all his special is just kind of like tired, old, hacky jokes. Right. And so the internet doesn't cancel him for being raw. They cancel him. They're like, this is the same bullshit this is like meme humor. And so...
But he still got the special blew up, and he still numbers. Like, that special's not even going to hurt him. He's going to go on and be a movie star. You really? You think he's done?
Bro, I'm telling you, look at me when I say this. He already went on 3 alt-right podcasts within a week. I've never seen a shift this fast. Like,
I feel like once you have those numbers, it's like George Santos. It's like, he's not going anywhere, man. He's going to be, he's already got Cameo blowing up, and he's going to be like on one of those reality shows or something.
What I think will happen is this was the first time we saw somebody be accepted overall in the comedy scene. And now all of a sudden he's put himself and tucked himself into a little corner of the comedy scene.
He'll come back out.
So,
he'll have another.
I'm just saying it's an interesting sociological experiment.
Well, it goes back to, be careful what you wish for, because fame is, I try to tell my kids all the time, because they're at that age where it's like they want to be YouTube influencers or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, be careful.
Guys, we have to let her go. We've beat her up.
We got to. That's true. All right. So listen, we learned all about MomCaveTV. Right. We're going to be there. We're going to do this again.
They're going to be there. They're going to be.
You got to come back and hang with us as much as you can.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're always welcome here. We love you on the panel, and I hope, I hope you enjoyed being part of the panel. Honestly, it was nice to have a voice of reason as opposed to the 3 idiot dudes.
Wow, how sad is it that I'm the voice of reason? I'm going to go upstairs and tell my husband that.
Pretty sad.
Pretty tragic.
Really sad.
I mean, you can tell him whatever you want, but he's not going to listen to a word you said, because it's late and he's watching TV. He's watching HBO.
I know. Thanks to Jen, I'm going to go question my wife about this wife math I learned about tonight.
All right, let's let this lovely mom go. Jennifer Weedon Palazzo, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, keep an eye out for MomCaveTV. They are kind of at the forefront of the parenting network and stuff. So thank you for joining us. We love it, and thank you for having us on your network. And we will see you soon.
I'm excited. All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.
It was fun. She
was a treat. Honestly, she was way better than Justin.
Where did that come from? What?
I don't know.
Listen, Donnell.
Boy, he came at us guns blazing, man. I love that.
Bro, I almost always listen back to the cast right afterwards. I had to take a couple days to come back to be like, all right, I was browbeaten enough.
I thought he was
two parents.
Let's go out. We'll go out on a couple of American Zombie quotes here. We are in the year of Soylent Green. It's definitely we're eating people. I mean, we need to there's too many people on Earth. I think, listen, I'm not a big fan of people in general, but there's too many, right? I think can everyone agree there's just too many people? Like my buddy Matt Knutson has the best joke. He goes, LA would be so much better if like just 1 million people gave up on their dreams. That's all I'm saying. Just too many.
You wouldn't feel 1 million.
He also said censorship is conditioning people to subconsciously censor themselves. That's true.
That is
Remember-
happening for sure.
When, here's what's weird. When I was a kid, there was freedom of speech. Did you know that back in history there was freedom of speech? Did you know that?
I've spent time with you. You still think it's going on.
I still say too many stupid things, but I catch myself sometimes trying to say, "Oh, good gosh, I can't wait to see what celebrity is going to just rip me to shreds in the next 5 seconds."
Come on, man. Back in the day, fucking Lenny Bruce was put in jail, man. We're on a broadcast with tens of thousands of listeners, and no one said shit, Walter. All right? Freedom of speech is alive and well, and it travels around the world at the speed of light in the parlance of our times, man.
Dude, people keep getting fired for saying
Oh, for the love of God.
People are getting
It's
literally
not
fired.
That is not part of your protected speech. You're not in jail. You don't get to have a job. That's
Well,
not you're entitled to a job.
All right. Well, I guess you can be fired for saying things then. All right.
You damn right you can. Dude, I was fired. I was fired for. Yeah. Lenny Bruce is a legend, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
Television to brainwash us all, and the internet to kill off any last resistance. American Zombie scares me, but I like it.
The irony is that he's posting this on the internet.
Yes.
Yes.
Just because you're in the room doesn't mean you can't see the house is on fire. You're still in the room. The doors are locked. You can't get out.
And we're holding the lighter, Jamie. We're holding the lighter.
No, I don't have a lighter. The fire's already lit. I'm holding a can of gasoline.
We didn't start the fire.
All right.
It is always burning since the world's been turning. Better, get off this podcast.
Hey, before we go, I want to talk about how
Lenny Bruce is not afraid. He's in that song. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, Jason.
So I Grinched all weekend. For those of you who don't know,
that's right.
Go full Grinch with full prosthetics and everything here in our area. And I did events all weekend. And one of the events I did, I arranged with our local police department to be arrested. And it is crushing it on TikTok currently, but it also made the front page of our paper.
Oh my.
And they wrote the article like
Bro.
it was a serious event. And it is
That's the way it looks, man.
He wrote it that the Grinch stole things and named all the businesses. It was awesome.
Bro, this is how wonderful your town is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's
like that to me is art. That to me is like holding it together. Of trying to pull of doing like that to me is really creative and really clever and small town. Yeah, I just think it's fantastic.
I had such a fun time doing it. Although when the cops put me in the police car, they did not take into account that I have tiny T-Rex arms. And so when they went to put me in the car, the seats are very low in a cop car. And I fell face first and landed flat on my face.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Grinch.
Any protection? Because your face looks wonderful.
Well, the Grinch nose took the brunt of the punishment.
That Whoville nose.
The Whoville nose saved my night.
It already looks like this, right? Oh,
that's funny. That's so funny, dude.
Bro.
That's amazing. For those of you who don't know, Jason goes out as the Grinch to kind of he does it for kids around at all different parts. Like they did it at the park. Like you're kind of people are reaching out to book you for the month to go and spend time with the kids as the Grinch. And I think that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I would guess about 5,000 kids this weekend.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Yeah.
Good. You're a good man.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
You're a good one, Mr. Grinch.
Next week we have Jeff Belanger on the show. He's going to come in and talk about his new Christmas book.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jeff's an awesome guest. He's always a lot of fun. So
we
he
love
will be here with
Belanger
us next week.
It's great. Jillian Bigman's coming up soon. Who else do we have? We have a
Eric
bunch
Lang from Narcos Mexico and Perry Mason will be joining us here.
Yes.
We had to push Dustin Nickerson last week because of Donnell Rawlings, so he's going to be on the show pretty soon.
Yeah, we got a good lineup, and we only have a couple more weeks for Christmas, and we'll probably be off for Christmas stuff, but then we'll be back in January rocking and rolling. So,
what do you got?
do us a
Kids or
favor.
something? Jesus.
I know. If you get
I'll
a
be here.
chance,
Dustin, I'll keep doing the show. Grandpa,
if you
will
get a
show
chance
up.
and you're on YouTube, please follow, subscribe. Facebook, like us, try to follow us, and give us a support. And we love stars, I guess. Is that the thing? We do stars.
It is. We do stars here on Facebook. If you're watching, if you are listening to this on audio or you haven't found the audio podcast yet, new episodes drop every Monday and Thursday on iTunes, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah. And if you have guests you want us to kind of pull into the parenting world, then please reach out. We love doing it. It's our Parental Mental Health Tuesday. I hope everyone got a little out of it and that they feel a little better going into the rest of the week. It's a crazy holiday season, so be kind to each other. Realize that other people are having probably a tough time. Be frugal with your money. It's crazy times right now, and let's just try to get to January, people, shall we? Everyone, I love it, man. All right, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us here, and we'll see you next week in the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.